What's up, Titterinos, and welcome back to the Game Addicts podcast, a show where we're talking about the modern retro video games that we play and collect. I'm this podcast player, I'm Brando, and joining me here today is this podcast player too, Mike.
Hello.
Yeah, and I didn't take the pre-show thing off there, so now I did. It's not the pre-show anymore, guys. Welcome to the show. This is episode 137, and we were a few days late on the show because of TGS, essentially. TGS was going to happen. And we wanted to talk about the stuff, especially since it was going to be more akin to some more FF7 Remake news. Which, if anybody's...
Yeah, over an hour worth of stuff.
Did you watch the whole thing?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay, so it was all in Japanese.
I watched a bunch of different guys that analyzed it.
Okay, so I sat... Okay, so yesterday... I had a really bad tension headache, which if you've ever had one, I'm hearing some clicks in the audio. So now, what am I going to do? Check my audio.
Is that what you're hearing?
Yes.
That's me.
Don't do that. I know you're fidgeting. I've been having issues with... I got issues with me getting primed, and I have my monitor off on here because otherwise you're going to hear me doubled, and we don't need that. One of me is nearly enough. But then, how I've been noticing it here lately is I've been hearing clicks in the audio, even with Mike's audio. So I'm like, oh crap, here we go. No, so I had a pretty bad tension headache yesterday, and I actually went and took a nap for 2 hours. I don't do that. I don't nap.
Nap sounds good.
Naps mess me up because then last night I woke up 4 times in the middle of the night with my back killing me for having laid down too long. It kills me. I am in searing pain.
Shoo.
And it sucks because then it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't get up that early, Mike.
Yeah, why not?
Because then everything else is screwed.
I do it all the time.
I can't.
There's times I don't have the choice. There's times where last night, so we're kind of working at designing a home for us that we're wanting to build, and my brain kind of went, well, I lay down, I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not even in the realm of sleeping. So I stayed up until 2 a.m. Playing around on the computer, and then I went to bed. And woke up at 5, feeling great.
Got yourself a little.
That's my normal.
Nap. Now, see,
that's my normal.
I'm at 5 to 6 hours. That's my sweet spot for sleep. That's where, I usually get on a daily basis, and I feel the best. If I get more than that, man, my back starts to hurt. But because I had already slept earlier. My tension headache was right in the base of my neck, right back here, and it was killing me right here. So sitting in my chair, if I was looking at my phone, I was doing this, and it hurt. So I couldn't do that. I had to hold my phone up, right, like this. And it got to the point where then it got boom, right in here and into my eyes. Bright light was killing me.
Right.
So it kind of turned into a migraine. So I went and laid down. And I just put something on my phone. I laid there. I actually brought the Switch thinking, I might lay there and play. I didn't touch it. I didn't want anything to do with it. But once I was awake at 3:30 in the afternoon, I saw that, hey, there's the full video for FF7. Okay, cool.
Right.
Click on that sucker.
40. Was it 40?
It's 45 minutes.
45, yeah. 45, 46.
Yeah, something like that. And it's all Japanese. 100%. Which it's Tokyo Game Show. I get it. Japanese. Cool.
Yeah, I waited for somebody to talk. Just I don't have that kind of.
What really killed me is that the host girl, she came out and was going through her cue cards, and they brought out Katase. He was the original director of FF7, and he comes out with a one-to-one scale Buster Sword.
Foam.
Yeah, but it looks awesome.
It looks really good.
And
we're selling this now, $2,000 on the Square Enix store.
What killed me is that she would say something in Japanese, and then he would reply with a quip, "Yep," or what I assume was "Yep" or "Yeah," but it was like him going, "Hey, hey,
hey is yes,
hey,
yes,
hey, hey," and then every time she would say something, "Hey, hey." Since I have no input on the language whatsoever, I'm just imagining him being like, "Hey, hey, 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 hey."
It reminds me of the prairie dog meme.
Alan,
Kevin, Evan, Alan, Steve.
Wait, that's not Alan. It's Steve. Steve.
Yeah.
No. So they showed the full demo, or most of like the full demo of what people got to play at E3, and so we got to see that whole thing and not just the Scorpion fight. But we got to see the lead up to it, and then we got to see the classic mode, which is, of course, you have 3 modes of play when you play the game. You have normal, easy, and then classic. And what classic is, people are like, it's turn-based, come back. Essentially, for us, it is.
It's essentially command-based. They're still autonomous.
They are now, instead of you having to block and do all the attacks yourself, they are doing it by themselves, and then you can focus on commands with the ATB bar.
Yeah,
which by definition is turn-based, kind of, but everything is still happening around that.
It's essentially like mixing the MMO world. So basically, for an MMO, I sit there and I can just click attack, and click on the guy, and it'll auto attack, and then I do my moves. But I can dodge things, and that one, it looks like they kind of do it on their own.
Yeah. It's cool that it's included for somebody who is into the whole, big time action thing where maybe they can't focus on that many things at once. I like that they put it in.
I do too.
I don't know if I'm going to use it. I'll definitely try it, but I don't think it's how I'm personally going to play the game. I think it's going to be
the first time around. No. But the second time around, oh yeah, oh yeah.
So we got to see Cloud and Barrett fight just one of the regular mechs. You know, that was kind of cool. Knowing that mech has like 20,000 hit points.
Yeah.
Takes forever to take that thing down. But I guess it makes the game feel bigger, doesn't it?
It does. It adds a sense of the fights mean more. Mm-hmm. The smaller fights mean more. Because that's not one of the... I mean, it's one of the big mechs, but it's not one of the boss mechs.
No, that was just one of the ones that you would meet on the way in with the random battles. It was like, and it would use W machine gun, you know, and that would be, and he would use smog or whatever.
Yeah.
But now it seems like that's going to be a much bigger battle. But then we got to see another boss fight.
Yes.
Apps from underneath Don Canario's mansion. Yep. And this is in the sewer, and it's Tifa, Cloud, and Aerith against Apps. And we got to see Tifa in action. A lot more.
Good Lord.
Mm-hmm.
She looks phenomenal as a fighter. She's definitely your hardest hitter at that point.
And then we got to see some Aerith. You know, her sticking to the back, casting spells.
Gaia Wrath.
And then, being a healer. And then we got to see how summons work in the game.
Only Ifrit.
We only got Ifrit, but we got to see how they work as a system because he summoned. You get to the point where you can summon him. He summons him, and then there's a timer for how long he's going to remain on the battlefield, and then they use commands off of your ATB. So like instead of using Braver or Magic, you would to fill up your ATB selects, you would then I think Ifrit. I mean, I don't know Japanese, but it looked like he had 2 attacks that he could do.
Yeah.
And then so it's kind of a weird mix of like, you know what they did with FF10 where she brought down and she summoned and everybody else went away from the battlefield and it was just Yuna and then the summon. And then you could actually have the summon just attack. You could have magic for some of them. But then they also had like an overdrive for themselves where they can use a limit. This is like, take that same idea where they're joining the battle, but then nobody leaves the battle. They're still there, and then you select a couple of attacks for them to do.
It's more like Zero. Type 0 is open world style. But when you summon them, you essentially in 0, you gain full control over them. But in this one, you do and you don't. They auto attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then look like Ifrit. But when he is dismissed, he does Hellfire. He does his ultimate. So I'm wondering later on, obviously maybe we will, but what is Bahamut going to do? Because that's your boy. That's your big boy.
It makes you wonder. Yeah, well, it makes you wonder if they're in this game at all and that they'll hold them off. I would put Knights in this game.
I would.
I would want to, but I would. You got to have some stuff to hold off, man. Because just think about
No. I'm saying in the future, what is Knights going to look like?
Oh,
because it's going to be. Are you going to actually summon 10 Knights on the field and they're just going to freaking go ballistic? Because that would be chaotic. You would literally be standing amongst giants, just like, I don't even have to fight. I'm just going to stand here.
I'm going to go. I'd be on the opposite side of the field, just be like, what's up?
I'd be holding my defense button. This is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. But I wonder, so here's what my thoughts are. When he opens the menu, you see no materia or anything like that. Like when he goes through the menus, you don't see any of the materia or anything like that. But traditionally, summons just do their own thing. They start off, they go, they end. Mm-hmm. That's it. 10 obviously is different, but it still has its own set.
Yeah.
Now, are these summons going to be set off of your stat points?
I don't know. It makes you wonder because I've just been playing.
You can only have one on each character.
We'll see, and I'm not sure exactly how they're going to do it because right now I'm playing FF8. Remastered just came out like 2 weeks ago. 1 week ago. I'm not even sure now. So it's been a minute. But you equip those summons to your character, to whichever one you want. And then that person can then summon that character into battle. And then just like in 7, they do their move and then they leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're equipped to that character. And in 8, they all have their own stats as far as like their health. And then you can level up abilities for them that would increase their summon magic, increase their health. Because when you summon an 8, there's a cooldown period of when there's like a reverse ATB. Like your ATB goes up, you summon, and the ATB goes back down. And while it goes back down, their health takes over your health. So you can actually use that as like a defense move. If someone's hitting like a truck and you just need a second, you do that and they'll take damage instead of you.
Right.
But then once that ATB bar goes back down, then the summon animation will go through and you can do your thing. This definitely, I don't know because there was no health for Ifrit. It just seemed like there was a timer for how long he was going to be on the field. And then
it also didn't notice like Apps wasn't attacking him.
No, he was attacking Apps. Now what I would think...
No. Apps was not attacking Ifrit.
That's what I said. Ifrit was attacking Apps.
Right. No, yeah, but I'm saying that it's like he's just there to do damage. He's not an actual player on the field.
No. So I think that when you level up and you level up the Ifrit materia, maybe it levels up how much his attacks do.
I think the length of time. I think it's going to be duration. It's going to be the big.
I think
that's something new we're going to see in materia is like summon duration.
Yeah. I think you'll get summon duration, and I think you'll get like attack power plus 2%, 3%, 5%, whatever.
I'm gonna look at an ATB booster. That's what I'm looking. I'm telling you, ATB booster, because you throw out a summon. If your character's built to just do a summon, you would want that ATB bar to fill up immediately.
How many hit points do you think Apps has? Because it's crazy how much damage they are doing.
He's got to have over. I think he's probably 100,000.
Because I mean, they're really making these.
Tifa hit like a train. She did a whole combo over 1,000.
I know. They're all doing a lot of damage.
And it's got to be over 100,000.
And it's just whittling down. It's just like, man, these battles are going to take a while.
I think that's what they're trying to do. They're gaining time. Obviously, they're adding a lot in, but they're getting time with the duration of each battle to make it more stressful.
Make it bigger, yeah.
Because it feels bigger when you're sitting there and like this fight is taking forever. And I'm wondering if they throw in a little sprinkle of the MMO where you have a light enrage bars. So like there'll be a time period where he'll enrage and do a lot of damage, and he's hard to, maintain.
Mm-hmm. Well, they are
just to kind of throw a wrench in it.
Well, they are kind of doing that for the players with what's called a stagger mechanic in this game, where if you fill a bar underneath the enemy's health, then they stagger and they take 160% more damage.
Right, but enraging is not the same. Enrage is where they basically do almost double damage to everybody in the party.
Yeah, I don't know.
For a duration.
I have no idea. But
they'll have a lot of new mechanics.
I liked, and then, to talk about the actual trailer that we got, which played at the end of this, but this trailer came out probably on Thursday, and it kind of let in the fact that the first motorcycle mini game is going to be after the first reactor. So
it makes sense.
Oh, no, it's awesome. I absolutely love it. And then it also showed them parachuting down. So maybe they actually end up parachuting down into the slums at some point.
Yeah, it could be. Who knows? I mean, there's so much extra stuff that you see in this, and you're just like, oh yeah, this is looking to be exactly what we want, almost to a T.
This game's gonna be big. It's going to be big, and it's going to get a lot of good scores. Now, the other thing that we actually saw, kind of expanding, because in the original game you would fight against soldier level 2, and it was just like random dude with a mask. But during the motorcycle chase, there was a soldier dude, looked very anime-ish, had the cool, weird-looking hair and a sword, chasing after him. So it's like, hey, there's still these other dudes that are in the program that are badass, and my bet is you're going to have to deal with them.
Which is perfectly fine, because it makes the world feel more full, not cookie cutter where, soldier, okay, so all these other soldiers suck. Because every time you fight the other soldiers, you smoke them.
Right.
And it's like, okay, these guys suck. And we get that Cloud's supposed to be overpowered compared to everyone else but Sephiroth. But now you're getting a sense of he's really not that good, because he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Not really. I mean, he
truly doesn't.
He's emulating Zack is all he's doing when he's doing all that stuff. So it's going to be awesome to see how that goes. Other things that we saw from the trailer, we saw the other, like the squat mini game, and then they did a pull up mini game.
which is cool.
Yeah.
And we got to see Aerith
yeah
in her
little nightgown dress,
little nightgown dress,
her evening wear.
Evening wear, yeah.
Yeah.
For Don's place.
Oh man, and Don's like everyone's freaking out, dude. They're like, dude, that sounds like Mark Hamill. What's going on with this? Sounds just like him.
Nobody's denied it. Mark's not said no.
Yeah, right.
He's just kind of like, I took part in that, and that's all he's saying. And you're like, oh yeah, that'll work.
And then of course, they reimagine the scene where President Shinra confronts our heroes after the second bombing run, where basically it was a trap. Oh no, it makes way more sense now because of instead of him being there and being like in danger, now it's just a hologram and he's just like taunting them,
Yeah, because that's what he does. He usually sits in the shadows and directs his people. So
we got to see Rude earlier on. Rude actually doesn't show up in the game until the Shinra building. The first time you see him in the original game. Now he's going to be right there with Reno.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining one bit because Rude's an awesome character. As is Sung and Reno. I'm really digging that they're adding a fight in. 2 fights. Two singular fights between Reno and then Rude. To where
we know of.
Yeah,
there might be more.
Yeah, there could be more. I definitely want there to be like this rivalry. That happens over the course of the original game where you fight them multiple times. I want that to be an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
It's now this game is the way it ended with that trailer. With them.
Oh yeah.
With them fighting on like going up the pillar and everybody's fighting and everyone's like, you see Cloud and Reno going at it over or on top, for what will be the self-destructs sequence. And then of course, you have the thing where they do this little big epic, Cloud catching Tifa before she falls with the stairs falling down. And then, shows the logo, then it's quiet. And you see the aftermath of the plate falling.
You see what happens, dropping the plate.
And
it looks very somber.
It was very eerie that we got that trailer. What? We got that trailer on Thursday. What was the day before? 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that reminds me of in a way. I mean, that amount of destruction that's the closest that we've ever seen to it in real life, in our lifetime.
I think it was planned that way because everybody's still kind of feeling the feels, maybe depending on how you feel about that. But yeah, I think it was perfectly placed. Everything was perfectly placed.
Man. Well, and the thing is that when you go through the original thing in the game, and I was describing this to our buddy Blaine from the Podcast Review Podcast. That's a moment in the game. That's a big moment. That's a turning moment for some of our characters. You lose some of the characters who are with you. Now they aren't playable characters, but they were with your characters. In this game,
it's going to be more.
It's going to be more impact. But like what I was telling them is that Barrett's the one who's freaking out and yelling and cussing and shooting, and because those are his buddies, those are his comrades. Tifa's upset too. Cloud doesn't say anything. But it's like you as the player, you don't feel as attached, and you will in this one. And the size and scope of it, like whereas in the original game you can only sympathize with Barrett and you understand, sure, what he's going through. Now they're going to make you feel that, be right there with him and those characters, and what comes after that, where Barrett's like, "We going to go get Aerith. She gave up herself for Marlene's safety. We're going." For what they did to all those people, to all our friends and all those innocent people, we going to get them.
Oh yeah.
And I can't wait for that. Because that's when the whole part of that original part in the game turns and it leads you to getting out of Midgar and going on to the next part of your journey. In this game, it's going to be like now it's end game.
Yeah.
Shit's real.
That's going to be your 30 hours, 40 hours in is that moment, and then it's going to be we're storming Shinra. Let's go.
Yep. Yeah. And you know what? Are you still seeing me blink on your side?
No.
Okay, because you're still blinking on mine, but it's okay. I'm not losing you.
Okay.
Only those who are watching live or on YouTube are going to see that anyway. Man, I'm just so hyped for this.
We
game.
got to see Shiva
in that trailer. Yes, we did. We got to see
she was summoned, but and you only get to see. What is her final move? Deep freeze?
Diamond dust or something like that.
Diamond dust. We get to see, it looks to be diamond dust because it zooms out into a video. So I assume it's diamond dust. But basically it's a massive Blizz 3 attack is what it is.
Oh, man.
On Chariot.
Yeah. I can't wait. I simply, March 3rd, can I get here soon enough for me? Taking a week off for that?
Yeah, you get first go around. I wonder how this is going to work out with our stuff because, well, here's the thing. A lot of people got more days, and they're keeping it until January. So,
where we work, things are about to change, but we were also told just a day ago, that has kind of been changed to the next postponed to the next fiscal year, which that's April.
Mm-hmm. Was it fiscal year?
It was fiscal year. That's what she said.
That's not. I don't remember her saying physical. I just remember her saying it'll be next year.
Well, she did say it's the whole transition thing has been postponed to the fiscal year, and they don't know how they're going to do the changes anymore. That's kind of like because of the postponement that they don't know how they're going to man the other side. So everything is now back up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen.
Kind of normal with our area.
Yeah, right. So like the changes that were told to us, that may not even be happening anymore. But last year I did get a week off for the week after what I'm going to try and get this time. And then so I'm pretty hopeful.
I'm calling in. I got 5 days. I'll call in. I don't care.
Oh man. Oh.
What are they going to do?
What to do? I can't not take time off to play this game. I don't do that often. The last time I actually took time off to play a game was Mass Effect 3 because I was so ready for it. I was like hyped. And
my thing is I was excited to be on night shift because I would have got it at 9 p.m. On Monday, the day before, on the 2nd, being able to come straight home, being on nights, and I could have just sat and played it until I fell asleep at my desk. That's what would happen.
Live on stream. Just like the dude, I don't know if you ever watched this guy. I saw a video of it. This dude fell asleep playing Majora's Mask.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, with Majora's Mask, you have to beat the game within like the time period. So he was falling asleep, and the world was ending, and people were like in the chat, "Wake up! Oh my God, you got to save the world!" like the chat was having so much fun with it, and then he's there, he just passed out. It was funny. It's going to be hard because I want to stream the whole thing, but I'm also going to have a new youngster so I may be able to stream it, but I may have to like walk away and take a break to help out when I need to. So
yeah, I mean that's kind of the facts of life, really.
It is, basically
kind of the world we live in. You can't really say I'm going to give up all my adult duties and responsibilities and just sit here. You can't do that with 2 children at that time. So.
No, especially with one who's really hyperactive and he likes to hit the ropes is what I call it. That's a wrestling terminology. It's basically what he does to my couch. He hits the ropes and runs the other way. He is nuts and so much fun. But then we're gonna have a small one. We have 34 days right now until due day, and she was having contractions last night.
You may not be here next week.
I think I will be. The thing is that before she didn't feel any contractions, nothing until they broke her water. She was having them and she didn't know. But then when she felt them and what they were like, now she knows. So she was telling me she was having pain, and then she started timing it, and she's like, "Yeah, they are contractions." I went, nice.
I mean, it's coming soon. He's gonna be popping into this world here soon.
Yep, very soon. I'm not sure how that's going to affect the show. We have kind of gone into like a more relaxed schedule because we were in a very routine schedule for a while, and this episode is being done on Sunday. So,
well, we're kind of going with the flow because a lot of information is being dropped.
Yeah, well, and I didn't want to record an episode on Wednesday when all the good stuff's coming out over the weekend, man.
It's our show. Do whatever we want.
Yeah, exactly, right. So, anything else to add on FF7 Remake? Because I'm having a hard time recalling anything off the top of my head.
Outside of the...
Well, because it looks big. Something that really was pointed to me, while watching it, that most of Midgar, when the original game, like it's all at night, it's all dark, bleak, everything, and then at the very end, when you leave, you see the sun.
Right.
It's like new. The sun rises on like a new beginning, that kind of thing. But it's a little different. Because now you actually see some sunlight coming in from Wall Market. Now, the height between where the slums are and where the plate actually is, you actually get more depth for that, and it seems a little bit higher than what it was told to us or what it seemed. Because now you see sun off in the distance. It's not like when the sun rises and sets, you actually are going to see that if you're in the slums. That sun's going to be like right coming in. So like when you're at Wall Market and it's like in the late evening or late afternoon, the sun would be shining in onto the slums, and then of course by the nighttime the sun's gone. But when Barrett, Tifa, and Cloud are standing there looking at the ruins of Sector 7, and you see sunlight coming in on it, that was such an awesome touch.
It was.
Because it's something that you never really saw in the original game.
Yes.
And it just adds that punch, that realism. This happened. And it happened because of us.
Yeah.
We kicked the hornet's nest. And they came.
Yeah, they didn't just come at. They literally just wiped us out of existence. It wasn't we're going to put up a fight. It was literally a flip of a switch and you're done. Like that.
Oh, man. I can't wait. Project Resistance. They had a full thing for Project Resistance. That is the new game coming from Capcom. Online multiplayer Resident Evil type game. 4 versus 1. Different, but cool. I'm not a multiplayer guy. It might be fun to play, but it might not be fun to buy, if that makes any sense from me.
Right.
Like if I were able to try it out and play it, if I had the online, because I don't have Plus or Live right now. I don't have a need for it. But, man, it looks cool, but it's not what I want. I want Resident Evil 3 Remake. And I'm going to get that. I already know that I am. This is just like a stopgap.
Yes.
So what do you think of the whole concept? Because we really haven't talked about it too much.
I don't know. I see you, buddy. Hi. I think it'll be cool. It's basically a Left 4 Dead clone. It is what it is, but done Resident Evil style.
Well, they kind of mix that that popular gameplay style that got big with the 4 versus 1 with the Friday the 13th. It's coming with Predator. So like this is like I don't want to say it's the new fad because I wouldn't say it's a fad, not yet. Not like Fortnite or the like the battle royales. But this allows them to get a different kind of game out there with their engine and get some multiplayer going and try and get maybe some transactions going to help the studios. It's not one of their main teams making this, so they're busy doing something else. Of course, the big rumor mill is that they're doing 3 remake, right, and 8. Yeah. They have a studio working on 3 and they have a studio working on 8, and I've heard rumors that 8 is going to be more akin to 2 remake in that style, which is good. Great. I'm all for that.
Yeah, go for it.
But I've also heard that they're going to take what they learned from that, and they might continue more onto the 7 style, where it's more first person, but mixed in with what they did with the 2 remake and the third person. So, because really the 2 remake was a third person rehash of what they did with 7, but then they also kind of like made a lot of their things more seamless. Where you like if you play 7 and their inventory system, they really improved the inventory system,
right?
With the 2 remake, and I want to see what they would do with that going forward. It wouldn't hurt me to see them go back to a first person perspective, but I think if I were Capcom, seeing the numbers that we got from 2 remake, I would say, let's try and do something new, but let's also keep it to where all those people who played 2 remake would feel comfortable here.
Right.
So, yeah, I really don't have a lot to say on Project Remake. They actually had a long thing on it, and they kind of walked you through it. They walked you through the characters, and I fast forwarded through a lot of it and watched some of it, but it's not my thing.
No,
not my thing.
I'm just not. I'm trying to look up an actual list of everything that was released there.
Oh, for
or talked about.
Well, because they did a big thing on Death Stranding.
Yeah,
we can now make grenades from our poop.
I where are you going here, Kojima? Like,
you don't know. He doesn't
know.
He already said he doesn't know.
I think he does. I think he just likes to fuck with us.
So
freaking Kojima.
So I didn't watch the whole 49-minute thing. I'll be honest with you. I'm not 100% bought into Death Stranding. I'm going to buy it at Christmas time. I already said I'm going to buy it at Christmas time and play it because I do enjoy Kojima's games. He's out there. And, I mean, this has it's got Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen. These guys are in there. They think it's awesome. So there's got to be something going on with the story here that's awesome. All these weird gameplay things that they're throwing in. I want to see what the fuss is about. Then me buying it later will also allow me to see what everybody else thinks of it. And then, of course, allow me to form my own opinion later.
I waited a while.
The only things that I saw per se was the whole making grenades out of poop, where this little this slot comes out where Norman Reedus sits on it and takes a shit. And of course it blocks that conveniently with the thing where you sit and you can't see him, but you know what he's doing. And, and then the next screen is you now have grenades.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I can think of is like South Park. and what they would do with this, and because you think about it, this game's gonna come out. If South Park doesn't do something with this, they have to.
They have to at this point.
Because
they can't
it's
not.
all this shit that's like written for them. It's all there. Come on, you know you gotta pee on the ground to get the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Come on, man, you gotta take a shit, and that way you can throw the shit grenades at them.
It makes itself. But it also it could be Kojima messing with this, which, he's not known to do that or anything.
So there's another part where I guess you are, I don't know what you are. If you're like you can zoom in. Norman Reedus is like sitting there in his underwear, and I don't know if you're like a different thing, running around or walking around, and you're not playing as Norman yet, or maybe it takes a break while you're there, and you can just from a third person view other shit that's going on. But you can zoom in on his crotch, and then if you zoom in too long, he will get up and punch you in the face.
What? Oh.
You know what's funny is that a friend of mine on my Facebook, his name's Grant. He streams on Twitch with the Rapscallion Brigade, and he shared like the new trailer that came out or something like a few days ago, and he's like, still have no idea what's going on in this game.
No.
Nobody does. Nobody even knows, man.
Kojima even's like, sometimes I just don't know.
well, he's like, I'm trying to make something new, which is risky.
Why do you have the key thing in there? Why not?
Oh,
but
man.
why? But why not? I mean,
why not?
I can, so I did. I don't know what else you want me. That's literally his answer. Why did you add the pee thing in there? I don't know.
Well, what's funny is that when people are like, why do you pee in this game? He goes, oh, how are they going to react when they find out that you can make grenades with your poop?
Do you wonder if like he's sitting there like as this is going on, literally on Twitter, just going, "Oh, I want to see reaction." He has to.
Oh man. So Dragon Ball Z Kakarot release date got announced. It's like January 19th or 20th or something like that. And it's actually going to encapsulate the full Dragon Ball Z story. So Saiyan Saga all the way to Buu Saga.
I told you.
It's going to be,
I told you.
It's going to be a big game, man.
Big
game.
The question is how long they've been working on it.
I don't know, because it's like, it's one of those things where like it's coming out so soon, and they just announced it like 2 months ago.
It's one of those things I think that they've kind of done almost the same thing as Bethesda did, where they're kind of just like making it. Oh, hey, by the way, here it is. And you're like, oh, that looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, here's more. Oh, by the way, here's more. Oh, by the way, it's coming out in January. And you're like,
what?
I got a pre-order.
So Borderlands 3 was released.
It was. I got 5 days left until Link's Awakening comes out.
Oh yeah. I forgot you pre-ordered that.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot you pre-ordered that. That'll be fun to see.
You know what I'll be doing?
Oh, absolutely. I wish I could get it, but I got to kind of like not buy anything right now.
I've already paid for it, so. That's the last game I'm getting for the year.
For the year, yeah. See, like I will pick up Death Stranding for Christmas, and I will pay off. Oh, crap. So, was it? When is it? Crap. Where's my dates? I need my calendar.
Pokemon?
Not Pokemon. No. Okay. So for this year, I don't think I'm gonna. I'll probably buy Zelda at Christmas time, because I do want it, and I'm gonna pay off Final Fantasy VII Remake and Cyberpunk, because I have those pre-ordered, and I'll pay those off at Christmas time as well. However, not this week. But next week, September 24th, we have Last of Us Part 2 media event. They're doing a media event just for one game.
I feel like it's going to come out this year.
Do you think it is this year?
I think it is this year.
Man.
I think it's one of those things that Sony's just kind of going like this. It's in this little box. We're sitting here. We shake it a little bit. Let everybody kind of. Oh yeah, it's further along than you think, guys. Well, no, actually, it's only this far along. But look at this. Like that's kind of what I feel like they've been doing. Is like, oh, here's the guitar playing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the first reveal trailer we got. I feel like they're saying, well, we're not really working on it very hard yet. You know, we're not really. That was kind of edited. We're not really started. No, in today's society, game development takes 5 years, almost 5 to 6 years. On certain, let me rephrase that. On certain franchises,
certain big titles they take their time with, yeah,
quality games and not repeats.
I think they have been working on this since 2015, and I think they started going in big on it right after the Uncharted Lost Legacy DLC came out. I think you had a team working on it, and then I think when that came out, the rest of those guys came in to come and help. There's a difference between, like, while they're doing that, I guarantee you they're mocapping the cutscenes. You know, they're doing all that stuff. They're getting that stuff hammered down. Meanwhile, you know, you have guys working on the gameplay and working on this and this and that and all that stuff. And then the other guys come in. You have more guys on the team now, all that stuff, you know. I don't think it's this year. Trust me. I want it this year. I want it. But the reason why I think it won't be that quick is because it's at the end of September. We only have 2 more months, October, November, to really dial down when do you release that. And then you're going to be squeezing that in between some of the bigger hitters. Meanwhile, if you go after the holiday into the January, February area, you're in before the big hitters of FF7, Cyberpunk. Okay. You're in before that. The long-standing rumors have been February. Of course, what other games have launched in February? Well, like Horizon Zero Dawn, like, was in February or around that time, or it was March, something like that, because it was that, and then like Zelda was right after that, or around that same time, or like the Breath of the Wild, but
Breath of the Wild pretty much owned everything.
No, this game is a big game because there's only been one game before it. It sold extremely well for a first game in a new series. And then, of course, I had 2 releases, the original and then the remastered on PS4, which was the best move that you ever could have done because, one, all the people who were coming over from the Xbox who were like new to PlayStation, never played this before, now have a chance to play it. Number 2, when they were reworking the game for the new console, it allowed Naughty Dog a chance to work on a game that was already done, take their time, learn the PS4 development, and then turn around and utilize that while making Uncharted 4.
Right.
So they didn't have to learn it while they were making a brand new one. They could learn it getting a game that they've already done to work on it and, you know, make it better. So, yeah, no, I think it's going to be next year. But then it's like, as I said, is it February? If it isn't February, it's May.
I don't know. I want to say that they're gonna drop it this year. I feel like it's one of those things. You're literally dedicating an entire event to this, so. I mean, I don't know how much time. I'm assuming we're talking a couple of hours.
A single event for 2 hours, that's probably much. I'm thinking probably 45 minutes to an hour is what they're going to spend on this. They're going to show new stuff that we haven't seen. I bet we'll see our first thing of Joel since the game has been. I think we'll see that. I think we'll get to. They'll bring out the guys that have worked on it. They'll bring out the actors and actresses who are going to be in it. They let them say something, and then we're going to get a release date, and then I think they're going to announce the pre-orders, and then like the collector's editions and all that kind of stuff, and they're gonna be like, go get it.
Yeah, I think that I think that it's going to be more. I still think that we're going to get more. It's going to be earlier than we expect it to be.
I don't think so because Death Stranding is their big thing for November, and I don't think they want to put too close to that.
That's true.
I mean, Death Stranding isn't a legitimate exclusive anymore, from what I've understood. But Sony hasn't gone out of their way to say that.
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, Death Stranding will be coming to PC.
Eventually.
Yeah. And for that matter, it could also find its way over onto the Xbox as well, from what I understand. I don't know. That's more of a big rumor, but I think PC is more likely first. And then if it does, I feel like
PC is going to be a thing.
Oh yeah, no, I think it will be. But there was another PC news. I also heard that the same week we could be getting 2 PlayStation things in the same week, because on the 24th is going to be the media event. And I've also heard that they're also going to do another State of Play that same week, and we could be seeing Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, and then Medieval's coming out. So and of course they throw in the weird oddball. Hey, this game's coming out. It's like what? Like the whole Predator thing. Like what the hell is this?
Right.
And so who knows what they've got up their sleeve.
You never know.
As far as what to announce. But if that happens, we're definitely going to cover it, because that week we're definitely going to be all over Last of Us media. I might stream that live, just my reaction to it. If you're on and want to do it with me, by all means, Mike, hop on board.
I might.
Because I'm going to watch it anyway. But that's about all I got, really. There was one more. Possible launch title for PS5 got leaked. Now, I don't know about this.
Those are hard. Those are hard to get behind, because you're talking about there's so many rumors about all this.
All right, so I'm going to open up something. Hopefully it doesn't autoplay a damn thing.
It's going to autoplay.
It probably will. Last week, a rumor started making rounds online that PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale 2 is in the works. Of course, that's like their Smash Brothers type clone, right?
Right.
The rumor is rather extensive, offering a slew of details about the supposed game, including its developer. According to the rumor, it's apparently started after confidential documents that were supposedly posted online by a Capcom USA employee. Resident Evil and Street Fighter company Capcom will be developing the game for Sony. Of course, they are well known for making the Street Fighter series. So they would know a thing or two about fighters, wouldn't they?
Right. And that, to be honest, that's a brilliant move.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
if they're doing that, it's a good idea.
Well, why would you not?
I mean, because all the Street Fighter do is they just re-release 2.
Well,
like, how many times?
Well, 5 was really successful too, though. I mean, for them, 5 was like their most successful one since 2. To be fair,
but how many cuts of 2 do we have?
How many cuts of 5 do we have? We have a lot of cuts of 5.
Yeah. They just don't stop.
No, they don't. As part of the leak, it may seem strange, but the company would be developing PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale 2 that's a long title. It would be likely, as pointed out in the past, Capcom has a history of working with other companies' IP. This has included Marvel vs. Capcom, not to mention Nintendo entrusted Legend of Zelda when they made Link to the Past 4 Swords, Oracle's Ages and Seasons, and the Minish Cap. Then there was a rumor.
Which are all doing very well.
Yeah. In the meantime, if the leaked roster's indication, it seems that Capcom could have some significant representation, which it could include Chun-Li and Ryu from Street Fighter, Dante from Devil May Cry, and Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. Let me actually click that link because it had So this could be a launch title for the series, and I'm gonna read off the rumored list. Now, I also want to say that I did read just yesterday that the guy behind Smash Brothers has said that while this Smash Brothers is the most amazing thing he's ever done, the real downside is that any Smash Brothers after this won't ever be this big. He goes, because we can't keep including every character. So, like, because our goal was going to end up being, what new characters can we bring in? We can't keep bringing back every character we've ever put in. Because we're going to have some of the classics, but some of the ones that might be your favorites might have to go away to make room for newer guys. Because we can't keep putting every single character in the game. Which I kind of get. I understand. It's sad.
I get it.
But if it is going to continue, I definitely understand it. So here we are with the supposed, quote, leaked, rumored list of characters. Are you ready?
Well, let's hear this list of characters for the new Smash clone on PlayStation.
Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Okay.
Cloud from FF7.
Duh.
Crash Bandicoot. Dante, Devil May Cry. Delson Rowe from the original Infamous.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie from Last of Us. Helghast from Killzone. Jack and Daxter.
Individual characters or one?
It's listed as one, but I would imagine they'd be two. I don't know. Maybe they would be together and that they would just be one character. Jill Valentine, Kat from Gravity Rush, Kratos, God of War,
of course,
Lara Croft from Tomb Raider.
You ought to just select him, and you ought to just walk up and be like, "Not today, boy," and then the match is over and you win.
Yeah.
A random 1% chance when you enter the battlefield to just automatically win and walk away.
Lara Croft from Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
Of course.
Parappa the Rapper.
Oh, okay.
And they own him, so why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank. Because they own that now, too.
Mm-hmm.
Ryu from Street Fighter. Sackboy from Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
Sir Daniel from Medieval.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Solid Snake. Metal Gear Solid. Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro. That's not a bad lineup.
It isn't a bad lineup. And then, of course, you could add in more as, like, if they make deals and whatnot.
So, anyways, what does this have to do with the accused release date leak?
The release date leak?
Yeah, you said that there might be a...
Oh, if I said that, I didn't mean that. What I meant is that this could release with the PlayStation 5 as a launch title in 2020. And but the rumor, and again, this is all rumor and speculation, but it said that it will then be ported to PC in 2021, and this would be the first Sony exclusive to be ported to PC. I don't know if that's true, but we are entering a new generation. This could be a sign of things to come from Sony doing the whole cross thing like Xbox is doing and already has been doing. Sony might feel pressure to do it, but Sony is also that same group that's been like, nope, there's only one place you're going to play our shit, and that's on our system, and that's why you got to buy it.
But there are games that are forcing them to do this. Mm-hmm. So Call of Duty will be 100% from launch cross-platform. First game that's going to be cross-platform amongst all systems it'll be on.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. But I mean, and this rumor. So like, I don't really care about this kind of game. This isn't my thing.
Right.
I never got the original one. I didn't care enough to get it. Primarily because I felt like the original one should have had Cloud and Solid Snake, which the original one had like Sweet Tooth and Hayachi from Tekken, and Sly Cooper and shit like that. So and Fat Princess was on there because that was the title that they had going at the time. But okay, so it says that it'll be ported to PC in 2021. Of course, that would be probably a few months later. But there are no plans for crossplay between the two versions. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you have the PS5 version and then launch the PC version and have no crossplay between the two when you're already doing crossplay with games that are third party?
I don't know.
I see it doesn't make any sense, and that's why it's like it makes me scratch my head about it, about there being a PC version at all.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, then that's a waste of time, because the appeal of this, sure, is some of the other characters, just like Smash Brothers been doing, bringing in Cloud, Solid Snake, Resident Evil, Ryu, Street Fighter, cool. But the appeal would be like, here you're going to get your Sony Kratos, you're going to get Horizon, Nathan Drake, these characters that are central to Crash Bandicoot, even though they don't own Crash anymore. Him being there is essential. Like he's a he's a historic PlayStation character.
He was the face of the PS1.
Yes, he was. And then of course you have Jak and Daxter right there for PS2, and Ratchet and Clank in that same era. You bring those people in, but it's all about that PlayStation Home thing. It's like not the PlayStation Home thing that existed, but like this is where these are your characters, and this is where you play them. So I don't know. It was interesting that they would think about doing it, but then once I read here, because that's where I found out that it's going to be Capcom developing it, it's like, well, Sony can be like, yeah, you do it. You do it because you know fighters and you know how to make a good fighter, and you know how it's going to work, and we'll just sit back and rake in the money.
Makes sense to me,
and probably makes a lot of sense to them. So. Well, that being said, the next time we'll come at you, we'll probably have brand new reactions to new Last of Us gameplay and release date. May or may not.
The 4th is Thursday.
No, 24th is a Tuesday, my friend.
Tuesday, yeah. So the next time we're coming at them next week.
Yeah, we're coming at you next week. And
on Wednesday.
Of course, I don't know when that starts. It might be around 6, but I got to make sure and see and double check that because I sent it to you, didn't I?
What?
I sent you a picture of it's like, hey, this is coming. Oh my gosh.
Yes, you did.
And was like, oh crap. Nope. Okay, it doesn't say a time, does it? No, it does not.
Oh, we were also supposed to talk about something very near and dear to my heart. I love you, Colonel Sanders.
Oh! Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. Thanks.
So, this was on Thursday. I believe it was Thursday. Thursday would have been the 12th. So the start of Tokyo Game Show. A anime game came up on Steam called I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator on Steam. Where you go around, you help the Colonel with his recipe, and it says that you can romance said Colonel. And it is very anime-ish.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer and I would just sit there in awe, like this is real.
How much you get now?
It's real. I just can't.
Him in the chicken, or him in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It boggles my mind that this game is real.
This release.
Who's the developer? Was it KFC?
PSYOP. The publisher is KFC. PSYOP is the developer, and they have two other games on Steam. It's Kismet, which came out in May of 2016. In 2018, it came out with Camp W. Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah.
Oh.
Now, depending on how much it is,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
might have to pick this up.
They don't have they don't have a price yet, but it will be releasing next week on the 24th.
Yes, it will.
It will. Here are the minimum specs for you, for all you PC guys. Windows 7.
Nothing.
Windows 7 with a processor 2.2 gigahertz with 4 gigabytes of RAM, and for graphics you just need a DirectX compatible card with 2 gigabytes of storage for your space or how big the game is. So. It says, "I love you, Colonel Sanders. A finger licking good dating simulator follows you, a promising culinary student, as you try to date your classmate, Colonel Sanders. Throughout your journey, you'll be faced with life-changing decisions that will affect your chances of friendship and love. But be careful; your choices have real consequences and are with real animated characters' feelings at stake."
It's insane to think that this was made.
Do you have what it takes to survive culinary school? Will Colonel Sanders choose you to be his business partner? Or maybe even so much more? Find out in the most finger-licking good dating simulator ever created, a game that KFC actually made. It features 9 lovable characters, multiple hours of playthrough, dateable Colonel Sanders. I like how that's a feature.
That is a primary feature.
Oh. A secret ending. Shh.
Yeah.
Cooking battles. Battles.
Battles, yep.
What are battles?
This game? What is this game? I have to know.
Earn a degree from a fictionary culinary school. It also features 11 herbs and spices. Cute miniature food officially created by KFC. No, really.
Yeah, no, really.
Oh my God. I think that's a good way to end the show. Yeah, Mike, we may have to try and get this and stream it.
It looks hilarious.
Oh my gosh, this exists.
It looks more like it's just a joke, stupid, fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, maybe this game could be one of those games it's so like leisure. It'd be like Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh.
Or it's fun to play because this is so ridiculous.
I remember playing this one dating sim on newgrounds.com, and I can't remember the name of it now, but I remember like it was basic of basic. You had to like talk to her and get trivia, and then she would pop quiz you on your dates, and then you can seal a deal if you had her favorable. Yeah, you had to have enough charm, and you increased your charm by drinking beer. Like there were some days where you would just go to the bar and just drink beer all day, and it would increase your charm. And then, of course, like when you sealed the deal, then you got rewarded with like risque pictures of the anime girl.
Yeah,
man. And now
we've got finger licking good dating games.
And it could cost money. I wonder if there's going to be in-game content to buy.
Possibly. I'm wondering. Yeah, I heard the screech.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, I don't know how much it's going to be.
I don't know either. I wonder if you play the game, like will you get actual? It'd be cool if they put coupons in the game for you to go to KFC and get stuff.
That would be brilliant.
That's what I would do.
I mean, that would be absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Wow. Woo!
It wasn't a woo. He's crying.
Oh.
He's not getting his way. Yep. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up this week's episode of the Game Addicts podcast. Super excited for Final Fantasy VII. Super excited for The Last of Us. Not so much for Project Resistance, and I'm not sold on Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, even though it looks cool.
Oh, I am.
Are you going to pre-order it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, we have a release date. It's in January. I'm not sold on it because there's only so many games that I can buy. So I gotta look at the outlook. I mean, if Last of Us is coming out right at the same time, February, I'm getting that. Like, there's no I'm getting that, and I'm gonna beat it before FF7 comes out because that's all I'm gonna be playing for like a couple weeks. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah.
Even after I beat the game, I'm gonna start it over again, and for a more leisurely run.
I'm questioning what I'm going to do my first run. Am I going to go slow, pick absolutely everything that I can, or am I going to go through, get the big bulk of the story, do as many side missions here and there, whatever they are, and then finish it off, and then come back and go through very slowly, very meticulously, and pick out every little detail that I can.
Think about this. This year, now that we've had games that have come out this year that that aren't necessarily up our alley. So like we've had a couple of releases this year, but RE2 has been the one title that we both got, and in my opinion, is still my game. Like I haven't seen another game that made me want to go out and get it. So, as we draw a close to the end of the year, game of the year. There's not too many that I could think of that would be in contention. Now, next year, if you're going to have FF7 right there, and you're going to have Last of Us Part 2 right there, and it's not even fair because they're two drastically different games.
But the thing is they're so good. I'm telling you now, if what we've seen is just a taste of how good 7's going to be, 7's going to sweep everything.
I think
there's not even going to be. There's no. I don't think that this Last of Us was good, but it was no FF7. And
as I said, it's not even fair. It's not.
It's not, because you're talking about a I would say not even a cult class. It's literally one of the most classic JRPG games that's ever been made.
Oh yeah, against the game that.
It's a new IP, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, we've had one, but it was one of those games that, like, it sold well, but it didn't do gangbusters, not like FF7 did back in the day, or even still does, or what this is going to do. Now, Last of Us Part 2 might have a lot going for it. It's only going to be released on one system. Now, same FF7, but FF7 will go to other consoles, I guarantee you, eventually.
Later on, yes. But, it said this is an exclusive deal. So that tells me, right when you say you'll see it here first on PlayStation, it's not exclusively to the PlayStation. It is you'll see it here first. Those words tell me they're going everywhere else eventually.
Yeah.
But think about it. How many copies do you think are going to get sold in 3 days?
I think it's going to be the fastest selling exclusive in Sony history.
Not exclusive, but
again, terminology. It's going to sell X amount on just that console. Like,
yeah, I know.
In 3 days,
I don't even know. 3 days. Is it going to beat GTA 5?
What, GTA 5? I don't know the number that it sold in copies, but I know it broke $1 billion in 3 days.
Okay, let's find out.
So, like, in 3 days, it because I remember Call of Duty was all like, "Yeah, we'll beat you." They didn't come close. Call of Duty wasn't even close. They've never even been that close. $1 billion. See, 4 released, and GTA 4 made back its money. And it sold like $3 or $4 million, $100 million in the first 3 days, and then with 5, they spent $350 million on the development of it, which is one of the at the time was the highest one until Destiny. But then it made back they tripled their money in 3 days.
Yeah, it says in 3 days. All I see is it doesn't say how many; it just says 1 million.
1 billion.
1 billion. So that's.
I don't know if 7's going to get $1 billion, because you also have to think that when GTA 5 came out, it came out on both the PS3 and the 360, right at the end of their cycles, where you had 80 million or so consoles sold. Granted, not every single one of those 80 million people bought a copy, but you have enough people with enough consoles out there that whatever console they bought it for, there's a lot of copies sold. FF7, I guarantee you, 3 days, you're looking at 10 million.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think it's going to hit 10 million in 3 days because it's going to be big. It's going to be big. And I think you're going to have all the diehards that are all excited for it. And then I think with what we've seen, getting people who have never played a Final Fantasy ever before are like, what's this hype all about? They're seeing this and they're getting excited too.
I agree. I think that we're going to see $100 million made in 3 days on that game, because almost Final Fantasy is a household name at this point. So I believe that it is at least 50 to 100. That's my range of what it's going to make in 3 days, especially if everybody bought those fucking $300 soldier kits.
Oh my god. Okay, so for 60,
I know a lot of people that did.
So for just in a rough estimate, okay, $100 million is about, now that's just an estimate for just the $60, because
right.
Of course we know that there are other versions out there. There are people who are getting it cheaper. I'm only spending like $60 on the digital deluxe or whatever,
and I'm paying more.
Mm-hmm. But then there's people who bought the damn soldier version. So this is just a base. $100 million divided by 60 is 1 million. Is like 1.6, 1.7 million copies sold.
I believe that's easily achievable.
Oh, in 3 days, absolutely, because I gave it like 10.
Yeah.
So like,
you're saying 10 million copies sold?
No, 10. Yeah.
10 million made.
No, well, 10 million shipped. That doesn't mean that they're all sold. I meant like I think they're gonna. Well, I mean, maybe they don't have that much in 3 days. Maybe we're looking closer at 5. Maybe they make 5. Maybe they sell 5 million copies in in 3 days. I think that's doable.
I feel like almost all of your PlayStation, all your hard PlayStation fandoms are gonna buy it. Like there's no, if you are a hardcore PlayStation person, you're buying it. It's not a maybe. You're buying it. So just to look at this, just because PS4.
I mean, they've got 100 million copies sold now, or PS4s.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. I got to word this correctly for it to bring up.
Wording it correctly.
Launch 3-day sale numbers.
What were you looking for?
I'm looking up how many units sold of the PS4 in 3 days.
You mean when it launched?
Mm-hmm.
They sold, like, how many consoles they sold in like 3 days? I want to say it was for opening day and the first couple of days they sold 1 million consoles.
I think you'll at least see that.
I think we're looking at out of the, because if you have out of 100 million and you take 5% of that, I think that's how many people are going to buy FF7. So I think 5% of the PS4 owners will buy this game, and then you'll see more trickle out as the game's been out.
Yeah. I'll look at Wikipedia. They'll tell me. But yeah, anyways, so selling that many units, I feel like I feel personally like this thing is gonna just blow up. It definitely will be PlayStation's #1 selling game on the console.
Spider-Man sold 10 million, or over that
in 3 days.
Well, it was the fastest to reach 10 million.
Right.
And I want to say it did it in 6 months, maybe.
Oh, that's gonna get crushed.
Yeah, no, I think it will. I think it definitely will. I think it's, especially when it comes out, and if it's going to end up being like a really big game and people are loving it, that I think it's going to be a big deal. So
I believe it's going to be huge for PlayStation.
I think so too.
I bet we're going to at least say one in every 7 console owners will own.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. I think so. I mean, you're talking about, this is PlayStation Legacy. This is one of their legacy games. I mean, it would be like, hey, we're making a whole new Crash game. People are going to buy it because it's Crash.
Yeah, but like the difference is that there were other Crash games and they sucked. There haven't been,
good Crash games.
There hasn't been an attempt like this to reimagine the original Final Fantasy VII. We've had other games, Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus. We had the movie, Advent Children. Okay, sure, that added to the overall mythos. But this is unlike anything else that they've ever done for it. So
this is the one thing that everybody has always wanted.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of the few gamer unanimous decisions where it's like, this needs to happen. We don't have any other. There's no negatives that they can see, and now that what's happening, and we're seeing that it's doing everything, and people are kind of pissed that it's in 3 parts, but I'm not, because that means more.
Mm-hmm.
Give me more
story.
Especially on characters that have no character development in the game. I mean, Biggs and Wedge have very little.
Mm-hmm. But we're going to spend time on that. And then what that also allows us to do, it allows us to give more development to the Turks. It allows us to give more development later on in the other games. I mean, because when you have a character like Red 13, his character arc is his character arc, and once you're kind of done with that, it's done. You can give more. You can do more with Sid. You could do more with Yuffie. Do more with Vincent, and bring them in to be bigger characters. And then in that second game with the death of Eris. And just like how the first game, it hit you with that punch of Sector 7. Having that second game in, even though that's the biggest non-spoiler in gaming history, she dies. They can still frame it in a way where it still hits people. Like, bam, spend all that time. Because now you're spending 2 full games with this character.
Yeah. We're going to see a lot more development for her. Obviously, we've already seen more. Where Reno and Rude are, approaching her with Cloud, and Cloud's like, "Hey,
back off, man."
Right.
Yeah, so it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. But that's all I got, man. That's all I got for this week here on the show. We'll be with you next week for the first and last of us news, I hope. So with that being said, you can check out this podcast, on all podcast places that we're at. Just search your favorite one. We should be there. Apple, Spotify, the big ones like that. It's Podbean, our host, Stitcher, all that kind of stuff. Of course, we're on YouTube as well. The podcast is over on YouTube. Some gameplay stuff's over on YouTube. And check out our socials at Game Addicts Play for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got. A lot of 7.
A lot of 7, man. Cannot wait. Absolutely cannot wait. Until next week, I've been Brando.
And I've been Mike.
Later on, guys. Game on. Have a good one.